What's good? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys have had a great evening, a great night of sleep, great day yesterday. What's going on, Ray? All things, Contrell, Denali Smith, Vincent Patterson in the building. What's good? Mr. Mileage, Nuke the Duke. What's going on, man? Barbara D. Lewis Shipman in the building. What's going on? Nine Mile Player in the building. What's going on, man? I'm going to experiment with something today, if you don't mind. Wonder if this. Can you see this? Y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Can't hear it? Ugh. Okay, I'll do it a different way. Oh, you could hear me, but you couldn't hear that. No, I was looking because I want to listen. I want to listen to something. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, fuck. I gotta pull it up over here. I'm gonna get this because I want to do a video about this guy's out of his mind, bro. You know what? I can do it this way. I just do it this way. Anyway, yeah, man. So basically, Tim Bradley. I'll wait till you get 100 people in. Gervonta Davis team snapping on Twitter. Jaron Ennis returns against Lima. Those are the two things we're going to talk about today. It's Fridays, bitches. It's Friday, bitches. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, man. So, man, I was listening to Leonard Ellerbe last night, man. He was going on Twitter, and it's just pretty amazing how much misinformation gets spread out on the internet, man. It's still mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling to me, man. And I'm starting to realize, man, that like we've been paying attention to boxing, or I've been paying attention to boxing like the news for several years, very intensely paying attention to the news, and realize, man, that these guys count on y'all not paying attention. Because, man, Tim Bradley, first of all, Tim Bradley goes and says about Shakur that Shakur doesn't need the Gervonta Davis fight because of what the pundits say about Gervonta Davis. I'll pull it up on this. Even though I really want to pull it up on my computer. I think I'll do that. I just got to get DC. I got to get my downloader. Shakur is not avoided. Shakur is not an avoided fighter, bro. Nobody's avoiding Shakur except for Devin. Devin ducked Shakur, but other than that, ain't nobody avoiding Shakur. Nobody avoided Shakur. They're trying to make this dude be woe is me on Shakur. Nah, bro. I ain't buying that shit, man. Let me see if I can pull it up this way. We should have freedom of speech, not freedom to lie, in my opinion, man. Look, the conversation on Twitter yesterday between Leonard Ellerbe and these bots, Barbara, was very, very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Because they were telling Victor, they were repeating the normal things that people say on the same wrote talking points that you hear from the usual suspects. And he's 30-0. He's never fought anybody. Why didn't he fight this guy? Why didn't he fight that guy? Why didn't he fight that guy? Why didn't he fight that guy? And making it look like it's his choice not to fight that guy. He made the choice not to fight that guy. He made the choice not to fight this other guy. He made a choice not to fight this other guy. So it's so dishonest because they act like Gervonta, even like when people say things like you're the A side, you can just send the contract. No, just because you're the A side to a negotiation does not mean that you're not a slave master. You can't just make somebody be available to have a boxing match. So it was just interesting to have a lot of what I thought is the way that the business works related to this stuff, to have it be verified that that's the case. Man, I was really, really very, very good conversation that took place over there, man. I don't want to hear nothing about Shakur. He just told Justin LeBoy he want to fight Floyd and could have beat Floyd. He just told Justin LeBoy he want to fight Floyd and could have beaten Floyd. Yeah, he's all full of shit, man. Martin, all lies. Martin, you people have a brain. They know this. Shake my damn head. Like, I'm just telling you, man, they're amazing. It is an amazing amount of disinformation that is being poured on guys like Gervonta and Jaron Ennis, man. I have no idea why y'all have, like, I have no idea why the YouTube lynch mob, the lynch mob decided to go after Jaron Ennis. Like, I really want to know behind the scenes, what did Jaron Ennis do to make these people mad, bro? I hate that Jaron is with Matchroom because that card is, other than the Philly kids, the kids from Philly getting a shot to fight on a big card. Other than that, bro, that card is booty, 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 booty over here. Booty, 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 booty everywhere. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Why isn't this shit working? Hold on a second, man. I have 4K downloader and I've got another one. And it did not load. What the fuck is this? I haven't used this shit in so long. Oh, Wondershare converter right next to it. Give me a second. He a threat to Bud. That's why. No, I don't think it is. I mean, I just don't think that is it because you think it's because? No. Give me a second. I got to do the new ad. Yes. Anyway, it's a black lynch mob at that. Sad. Yeah, it's the YouTube. They're a lynch mob, bro. They out there to tear people up. They're out there to ruin YouTube channels. They're out there trying to ruin YouTube channels. They're out there trying to ruin fighters' names. They're out here trying to spread information all over the place. Bill Haney, man, how are you this morning, man? I got to tell you, man, I appreciate you, Bill. I appreciate you, Bill. I have no idea why this shit is not working the way I guess I got to figure this out later today. I will figure it out later today, though. All right, off the Phoenix, like an episode of The Family Guy when Stewie was saying Cool Whip. What? Hey, anyway, yeah. So look, without a doubt, I'm gonna put a link in the chat in case anybody want to chop it up about anything. We don't have to talk boxing today if y'all want to talk about anything else. Hopefully we can get new cats up here, but probably won't. I realize now, dog, that it's over with. As far as getting debates out these guys, man. These guys are completely bought, paid for, and got a nice little thing going on over there, man. But as far as what's going on with What up, Eric H? How you feeling, man? Anyway, ask a question, man. Whatever you guys want to talk about, really, man. There's nothing going to be really hot in boxing until for another month, man. I've been watching since the 9 Mile Players. I've been watching since the black screen. What's that? Since I wasn't on camera. Yeah, crazy story, 9 Miles. How I wound up having to get on camera. Man, it was crazy, bro. People were talking so much shit about me, man. They were like, "Oh, you never show your face on camera. You're a fat old man sitting in the basement, blah, 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 blah." So I was like, "Man, you bozos, I'll show my face, man." Yeah. Cass, that's when Cass first was like, "Oh, we're gonna make him show his face. You won't show your face. You can't, you hiding." Man, they started that shit early, bro. Like, I think I might have had 1,000. I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers before they started this shit. That Thurman Porter card is going to be a good one. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, I agree with that. That boy Tank looked like Bud with the muscles. That boy Tank looked like Bud with the muscle. He's swelling up good. I hope Gervonta Davis gets on juice, bro. I hope Gervonta Davis gets on juice. That's what I hope. If you can't beat them, join it, dog. If you can't beat them, join it. Oh, by the way, 10 count. I think Ricky Hatton has his funeral today. So, man, that's not good. What's going on, Toussaint? How you feeling? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Nigga look like Conor Ben. Does he? Seriously, bro? I haven't seen it. I didn't see it. What do you mean look like Conor Ben? He probably just ain't cutting weight, huh? You want to get Jake hurt? Nah, bro. Seriously, man. Look, here's my thought. All right, my shit's working now. I'll have it in a second. Ever since Wilder was cheated, I think all black fighters should cheat. Seriously, man, these guys are cheating to death, man. They're cheating to death. Man, that shit, come on, man. Terrence Crawford, I'm done. Bro, look, let me tell you something, bro. Terrence Crawford looked as if he was enhanced. And didn't nobody say shit about it. I said some shit about it. Niggas want to send fake lawsuits to my house. They want to fucking hire PR firms to attack me and go through all kind of bullshit just because I said the dude looks like it on the way to this fight. Bro, get up out of here, bro. You Negroes are cheating. And y'all don't care about people cheating. Y'all don't. Y'all ride with the cheaters. You know full well these people cheating, and you don't care. You don't care, bro. You don't care. He was scientifically prepared, Martin. That's what I'm gonna say from now on. Yeah, he was scientifically prepared to succeed. Man, that shit is crazy, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I mean, I'm serious, bro. I'm not trying to hear nothing. You guys have no morals. You guys have no ethics. You don't care. They'll dope a fighter. I've seen people dope. I've seen fighters be doped. People blatantly cheating with the juice, and you guys won't say a fucking word about it. And if you do say something about it, the Shitbox podcast is gonna front. Let me talk about the Shitbox podcast for a second. Man, you guys are bums, bro. like my God, man. What irritating little twerps. You know, dog, y'all are what you call twerps, bro. Irritating twerps. Irritating twerks. Irritating twerps. What up, Ray Patterson? I can't figure out why they don't. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. My bad. I can't figure out why they don't want these guys to be successful. As a black person, I encourage my people's success and generational growth. Why can't we want the best for our people? They do want their best for their people, but their people are themselves. They know that they can take advantage of all let's come together kumbaya shit because that's that preacher shit. Preachers are the same way. They're all the same way. It's terrible. I can figure it out because they're selfish. Is what the reason is. Because they are stone cold selfish. Stone cold selfish. Stone cold selfish. Hold on. All right, I think this is what I'm looking for. I think I can do this now.
Tom Bradley was good. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to you guys about Shakur Stevenson and why Shakur doesn't need Tank. Can
y'all hear that?
You already know the perception of Tank by many of the boxing pundits, and
let me know. Can y'all hear that? 2 Cents said, "You would not believe how many debates I have. Nobody debates me, bro." Them niggas done debating me. You would not believe how many debates I have had if Tank has been if Tank has been a champion. I'm really starting to see hardcore fans are what's wrong with boxing. That is it's a ridiculous fucking talking point, bro. Listen to this guy's justification for why Shakur should not worry about Gervonta.
Tom Bradley was good. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to you guys about Shakur Stevenson and why Shakur doesn't need Tank. You already know the perception of Tank by many of the boxing pundits, and it's the fans of boxing. You already know how they feel about Tank Davis when it comes to, I hear people talk about his resume. I hear people talking about, well, he's only one division champion. He really only won one belt. The guys that he's faced, he hasn't faced a top tier elite fighter, so on and so forth. So with that being said, why even want to entertain a fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money, right?
Let me go over that part. Let me react to that part right here. Tim Bradley thinks just because you guys are a bunch of fucking echo chamber, just because the echo chamber says a bunch of talking points, you're not going to get any credit. Credit from who? You're not going to get credit from the pundits that don't like Tank? So why fight him? What the fuck is that? Like, seriously, bro, how hard up are you for content, man? That's crazy.
That's what Tank brings. He brings interest. He brings a lot of fans in the seats, But as far as legacy goes, if people are holding Tank at a very low status, what do you need him?
Yes, dumbass, because nobody holds him at that low standard. It's only you talking to yourself, bro. You're talking to a mirror. You and the rest of those boxing pundits are talking to each other. Anybody else that gets that shit because they're listening to you. That is your perception. Nobody's saying anything about Shakur's resume at 135. This shit's crazy.
Do you really
bro.
need him? How you doing, man? Good morning. Do you really need him? Because I personally don't think that you need him. Shakur, you should be here to create your own legacy. You're about the competition. You are about that bread as well.
What are you talking about? The nigga ain't fought nobody. Hold on, shit. How the fuck is Shakur about a competition? And Shakur has not fought no fucking body. Who the fuck is Shakur? I hate sounding like y'all, but who has Shakur fought? Shakur has not fought a Ryan Garcia yet. Shakur has not fought somebody as good as Ryan Garcia yet. He's not fought anybody as good as Ryan Garcia yet. What do you mean he's about the? What do you mean he's about the fights? He's not fought the competition that Tank is. He's not fought Tank. He didn't fight Devin. He ain't fought. Let me tell you all the people, the same list of people that Shakur ain't fought, that Gervonta ain't fought, Shakur ain't fought. Shakur has not fought Devin. Shakur ain't fought Pitbull. Shakur ain't fought Rolly. Shakur ain't fought Devin. Shakur ain't fought Tio. Shakur ain't fought, man, please, he ain't fought Andy Cruz. Man, that shit is so easy to do. That is, dude, Oscar Valdez is lower than fucking Frank Martin. Oscar Valdez is lower than fucking Frank Martin. That is the epitome of a flat-footed Mexican. No disrespect to the Mexicans. That shit is as flat. That shit is as there. That's a flat-footed Mexican. No disrespect to the Mexicans. Oscar Valdez is a flat-footed Mexican. So is fucking William Zepeda. Dude, those guys are made for Terrence for Shakur Stevenson to beat. I gotta rewind that, bro, because I can't believe this dude just that quick, that easy. Brushed off everything Gervonta did and gave credit to Shakur. That's crazy.
You know, Shakur, you should be here to create your own legacy. You know, you're about the competition. You are about that bread as well. And
he ain't had the competition and he ain't had that bread.
I think it's important for you to really look at the landscape, man, of boxing and see where your big money fights are, you know, besides Tank Davis. As you know, you hear through the grapevine, I think he even told you on X that, you know, he's contemplating retirement after his Jake Paul fight. You know, you're getting ready, hopefully, if Teofimo Lopez signs the contract, Shakur, to be fighting Teofimo Lopez, who has accomplished quite a bit in the sport, man, and has been in the ring with some legends, Josh Taylor, also Lomachenko. I think that type of fight makes sense. You know, going up to 140 pounds, getting another strap, you know, beating the quote unquote the Ring Magazine champion or considered the best #1 fighter at 140 pounds.
Who is considered the best fighter at 140 pounds? Did he just say Teofimo Lopez is considered the best fighter at 140 pounds? Man, Tim, you really giving, man, Tim, you spinning the shit out of this, man. That it's so subtle. It's so subtle, but Tim is giving like build up Tio. You listen to what you saying, Tim. You saying don't go for Gervonta, go for Tio. Not Gervonta, Tio. Gervonta's not the man, it's Tio. It's Tio. I'm so glad Kamal Oz made me watch this. It's not Gervonta Davis that's the star. It's Teofimo Lopez that's the star. It's Teofimo. Look at him. Look at the stress on his face, bro. That shit, that look right there is like, man, how do I sell this shit?
You beat him, but I also foresee me, if I was your manager, a throwdown with Ryan Garcia. He fought against Tank. He brings big money. You know, how much you gonna get as far as legacy goes? Not a whole lot. Ryan Garcia hasn't done much in the sport. However, that's a guy that you can get. You know, y'all had some words on social media.
Nigga, how you think that's somebody you can get? Dog, dog. He trying to help. Dog, he trying to help Shakur out, huh? Man, Shakur, you better not listen to this shit. You better get with Gervonta. Man, you out your mind, bro. You better get the Gervonta Davis fight, however the fuck you can get that goddamn Gervonta Davis fight and work backwards from there, bro. Man, go after Tio. Don't go after Gervonta. Go after Gervonta's leftovers. Y'all are wild with this shit. He wild.
I don't know if y'all cool or not, but I think that'll be a great fight for you. You know, Ryan Garcia, even after his loss against Rolly Romero.
Nigga,
you know, that's a big money fight for you right there. You know, I just feel like everybody and their mama's trying to chase Tank, and, you know, they feel that he's, you know, not right mentally. And, you know, you hear all the narratives and stuff that, you know, we the media and, you know, and the fans create. you know. But I just look. You got other guys that you can cook, man. You know, that's just it. You got other guys that you can cook in and around your division. But that big money fight for you would be Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, he comes
Bro,
back, he fights
bro, let
someone,
me,
and
dog. Tim. Stop smelling your own farts, Tim. Tim is smelling his own farts. That's what it is, bro. The media smells their own farts. They out there spewing all this gas out there. And then because they out there spewing all this damn gas everywhere, they smell a fart and think that, no, it's y'all. Okay? That's not what the air smells like. That's y'all blowing fucking farts is what that is. Get up out of here, bro. There ain't no way Shakur Stevenson should be calling. He should be calling Al Heyman every damn day. He should. Are you kidding me? Dog, Lamont Roach is fitting to pass up Shakur, man. Let me tell you something, dude. Lamont Roach is headlining his second pay-per-view. Let me repeat this. Lamont Roach is on his second pay-per-view. One against Gervonta and now against Pitbull Cruz. Okay? And both these pay-per-views, the one against Gervonta did very, very well. The one with Pitbull Cruz, come on, man. It's about to do well, bro, with Pitbull Cruz. Lamont Roach, bro. Lamont Roach. Just remember this, Shakur. Keep believing all of this fart that this dude is blowing at you. You know what I'm saying? Keep listening to Timmy. Keep listening to Tim. Tim, the one that didn't fight Floyd. Tim didn't fight Floyd. Hey, thank you, man. Kalaja One, thank you for supporting the chat today. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, man. They trying to blacklist your boy Fanon. You know they trying to do that, right? Oops, I didn't mean that. Hold on, how did that happen?
You beat Teofimo Lopez, then you fight Ryan for that money. Makes sense to me. You can meet him at 144. You know, you don't have to meet him at 147. You guys can do that catchweight stuff that, you know, this new school of fighters be doing. And
what? Oh, hold on. You can get a catchweight. You know what I mean? You can do what Gervonta did.
Then you fight Ryan for that money. Makes sense to me. You can meet him at 144. You know, you don't have to meet him at 147. You guys can do that catchweight stuff that, you know, this new school of fighters be doing.
Bro, so Tim Bradley is advising Shakur Stevenson to fight Ryan Garcia at a catchweight. Tim, Ryan Garcia is not going to fight Shakur Stevenson at a catchweight. He's not going to do it. He's going to come in at 147 pounds or 154 pounds. I'm just trying to tell you, man, what happened? The catchweight, didn't they used to say that was bad? I thought when Phoenix the Assassin, am I wrong? But I thought when Gervonta Davis did catchweights, that was a bad thing. I thought the catchweights were a bad thing. Oh, somebody else is doing catchweights. Oh, my bad. Let's listen to Timmy's talk some more.
And get your money that way. You know, but I would advise you, leave Tank alone, man, for real. No need to keep beating on a dead horse, man. You know, you too skilled. You know, you got too much value for the sport. You got too much value for, you know, the sport of boxing and your career, man. And, you know, it just doesn't look right. You chasing a guy. You know,
the fuck are you talking about, bro? Tim, this is terrible advice. Shakur Stevenson is supposed to be chasing Gervonta. That's what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. And let me ask you a question, bro. If Shakur shouldn't be chasing Gervonta, why should Gervonta be chasing Shakur? Literally think about this. He's saying it doesn't look good for Shakur to chase Gervonta. But Gervonta's supposed to be chasing Shakur? No, bro. Shakur is not the man, Timmy. He's not the man, Tim. He's not the man, Tim. This is man. Tim is delusional as shit out here giving terrible advice. Let's back that up.
You know, you don't have to meet him at 147. You guys can do that catch weight stuff that, you know, this new school of fighters be doing. And get your money that way. You know, but I would advise, man, you leave Tank alone, man, for real. No need to keep beating on a dead horse, man. You know, you too skilled. You know, you got too much value for the sport. You got too much value for, you know, the sport of boxing and your career, man. And, you know, it just doesn't look right. You chasing a guy. You know, you call him out once, you know, maybe twice, but then after that, bro, like, hey, let it go. Let it go. Now you looking desperate. You know, now you looking like you need him. And on top of that, you putting a price tag, if you were to fight him, on yourself. So focus on that. I mean, you got Haney as well. That you
look, man, these dudes really and truly, bro, do not want Gervonta Davis to be successful, dog. You can listen to this nigga. This nigga literally is trying to convince Shakur to stop going at Gervonta Davis. To try to go get these niggas are undercard fighters, man. Devin Haney is an undercard fighter, bro. He's a straight up undercard fighter right now, bro. He's not headlining that card. Man, David Benavidez and Anthony Yard are headlining that card, man. Devin is on an undercard, bro. Devin is on his second undercard. Shakur is Shakur. I don't remember. Was Shakur on the undercard last time? He was on an undercard with Ahmad Shiraz. That's for damn sure. Y'all are undercard fighters talking about undercard fighters don't need the main event fighter. Undercard fighters don't need the main event fighter, man. What world are we living in? You guys have been reduced to undercard fighters by Turki Al-Sheikh, and that's the truth. Ryan not pulling in a bunch of money for Shakur. He must be out of his mind. Exactly. Hell no. Ryan and fucking Shakur, Ryan and Devin fought, and they didn't make any money. Ryan and Devin fought, and they didn't make any money. There's no fucking way, bro. There's no way. Phoenix the Assassin said, Tank really brought the trickle-down economics to boxing. He had success, and his past opponents became stars, trickling money down to their opponents. You got that shit right. That is trickle-down economics like a champ, bro. Y'all better get back to chasing Gervonta, bro, and stop acting like he's not the star. No, you chase the star, Tim. That shit's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, Shakur was on the Bivol undercard too, dude. The man is an undercard fighter right now, man. The man, Turkey put him on an undercard, bro. Oh, my bad. Phenomenal Nuke. Your value is based on how many asses you put in seats, Tim. What are you talking about? Exactly, man. Tim is delusional as shit. Man, this is terrible advice from Tim Bradley, bro. Terrible. Let's continue to listen. This is kind of fun. I'm going to be doing more reactions and shit.
Yeah, that's, you know, you guys have history. And why not? You know, why not? Haney's about to get ready to fight Norman Jr. I'm not sure who's going to win that fight, but if Haney wins the fight, you got him too you can look at. You know, if the money is important to you, man.
That's 147.
You know, there's a lot of fights, potential big matchups out there for you to make big money other than fighting against Tank Davis, who many consider to be, I guess, nothing in the sport. I beg to defer. I beg to defer because years ago, a lot of you guys, man, even...
First of all, I beg to differ, nigga, not defer, bro. Okay? You beg to differ, not defer. Bro, nobody thinks Tank is nothing. Nobody, Tim. Nobody thinks Tank. Nobody that is serious thinks Tank is nothing. The only people that thinks Tank are nothing are the people sitting in that damn booth next to you. It's the Max Kellerman mindset, bro. These guys are wild as fuck, bro, for the shit that they say, bro. Like, no joke, man. Wild as wild as wild. A lot of
boxing pundits, man, had Tank Davis before this Roach fight, had him #1 in the division, okay? And now, since he didn't look that great against Roach and got a draw and everything else that went on in the fight, where it's a knockdown, it's not a knockdown, or whatever, it wasn't called, now everybody's looking at Tank like he ain't nothing.
Nobody's looking at him like he's nothing, bro. Stop that shit. Nobody's looking at him like he's nothing. Nobody is. It's you niggas just hating, bro. Ain't nobody thinking this thing is nothing. You guys just hating, bro. So you're gonna be like, everybody thinks he's nothing, so don't fight. Listen to the argument that this advice that this man is thinking. Shakur, nobody thinks Tank's any good, so don't fight him. Nobody, what the fuck? What kind of grade school bullshit is this? Nobody thinks that Tank can fight. When the fuck did nobody think? Nobody's ever given Tank credit for shit. The people that you hang around. God dang, bro. 10 to God, he reading the script and can't pronounce words. That means that I beg to defer. But I like, man, I defer. Beg to differ, bro. Honey on it's because Tank is high, yellow fella. You think it is, man? Martin, some of these creators are reading AI scripts. Oh, for sure. For sure. Nigga Blue be on that shit, bro. Them niggas be on that shit. Anything to cheat. Man, that nigga been reading scripts. I know. Man, them niggas be having scripts. Them niggas they call each other on the phone in the middle. They be doing all kind of coordinated dumb shit, bro. Bill gave Tim the connect to get the booger sugar. Oh, you think he on that sugar dugger?
6-7 months ago, before the fight, Tank was the baddest man at 135 pounds. You know, another thing I want to talk about is why Shakur Stevenson is one of those guys that is off limits. A lot of guys don't want to face him. You know, I know one particular guy that's willing to face him, and his name is Abdullah Mason.
Look, nigga, you out here on this goddamn tear. See, he out here selling Top Rank, bro. He out here trying to sell Top Rank. He out here trying to sell somebody other than. It's the same shit that they do, bro. I ain't saying no names. That's you talking about Blue Blood, dog. That nigga been on the script, bro. Come on now. That nigga been on the script. Kurt Hurd said, so because Bud beat Canelo, people throwing out weight classes, they only doing it because it works for what they want Gervonta to do, bro. Fanon, you should go back to calling some of these fight cards. I probably will. That shit is annoying, though. I can't lie, bro. I might do that, bro. I was like one of the first people to do that shit. Everybody wanted to jump on and do the same shit. So I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do this shit. Every time you try to, you do something. As soon as intro starts, you know he reading from a script. Of course. Claymore Gay calls at night just to discuss how they're going to bash Tank. I bet they say I love you right after they bang. Man, let me tell you something, man. Those guys are on a script about Tank. This guy's on a script right now about Tank. This is ridiculous, bro. You're trying to tell people to stop mentioning Tank's name. That's part of this embargo that they try to put on Tank. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
I've spoken to numerous of them on accounts when I seen them face to face, you know, his entire team, and they would honor a matchup with Shakur Stevenson. And that says a lot about the young gun who is going to be fighting for his first world championship real soon. You know, so it says a lot about him, a lot about his belief system. You know, a lot of these guys, he sparred Shakur years ago. So he's kind of tested the waters, and he understands what he's capable of doing against Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur knows too. You know, Shakur's one of those guys that.
Bro, you're really trying to set up an Abdullah Mason Shakur Stevenson fight, bro. Abdullah Mason.
Tim does on brand.
Give me 1 second. Where's the E Snooty? Let me keep it going though.
You know, spar anybody. He sparred Tank years ago. He spars everybody. Keyshawn, you name it. All the top guys. Shakur is one of those guys that want to challenge himself and his abilities against everybody. Even Terrence Crawford, he works with Bud, you know, right on a regular basis. You know, you see Shakur right there, right beside Bud the whole time. You know, he's getting the game from the best fighter in the world. You know, that's why I tell you guys that Shakur is gonna be the next one up. Trust me, he's gonna be the next one up, man.
Bro, he's not gonna be the next one up. You can say bro, Bud wasn't the next one up. The fuck? Bud wasn't the next one up. Bud's the B. But these niggas, these B-side ass niggas thinking, bro, he need to fight Gervonta. Shut the fuck up. He need to fight Gervonta. You're trying to point this nigga away from Gervonta. If he's all that, then throw him to Gervonta. What do you mean? Don't talk about it? Fight fucking Abdullah Mason? Like, what sense does that shit make? Don't fight Gervonta Davis. Fight Abdullah Mason. Yeah, don't you want to be the best? Since people are saying Gervonta's no good, how about you just go fight Abdullah Mason and Gervonta's leftovers and Ryan Garcia? Move up to 147 and fight these dudes. Bro, let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get your ass frozen the fuck out is what you about to have happen to you. Okay? Let's talk about what's really finna happen, bro. Yeah, man, it's just like that's some B-side. These are B-side ninjas. B-side niggas talk. That's the bunch of fucking B-side niggas, bro. B-side niggas that can fight trying to scheme to cut out the dude that brings in the fans. What sense does that shit make? You were literally trying to talk Gervonta Davis, talk Shakur Stevenson out of trying to do business with Gervonta, bro. If Gervonta got 2-3 fights left, you should be pushing the fight for this dude to fight Gervonta, not trying to push him on that Terrence Crawford. All he trying to do, bro, you're trying to put him on that Terrence Crawford plan. Terrence got lucky with that shit. It'll never happen again because people see the play. Man, we can't run the same play again, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't run the same play, bro. You're trying to get him to fight people. Listen to this shit. You're basically like telling Errol, don't fight. Oh, you're basically telling Terrence, don't fight Errol. Let Errol collect all the belts. And when he's done with that, you can come at the end and you have less wear and tear and you can beat him in the fight because he did all the hard work. So you want Shakur Stevenson to go fight who? Abdullah Mason? Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason. You were trying to pub up Abdullah Mason, bro. You can't tell me these guys ain't on the tape, bro. Each Snooty said, didn't Brad, well, I know he works for Top Rank. So, he works for ESPN. You know full well he's going to be behind Abdullah Mason because after that, Abdullah Mason's next up. You know what I mean? No, bro. You know who's up? Gervonta's up. Gervonta's the man, not fucking Terrence. Let me tell you something, man. Gervonta's the man, not Terrence. As much as you want to talk about Terrence, like, oh, he's with Terrence. Terrence is the man every day, bro. Bro, Terrence is very, very, very selectively built. And you're trying to do the same thing with Abdullah Mason, with Shakur, and trying to get Shakur fights that he can win. Man, you can fight a damaged Ryan Garcia. You can fight, man, if some way Devin gets past Brian Norman, you could have Devin. Shit, Devin already said he didn't want to fight Shakur. Devin wouldn't fight Shakur at 135. Why the fuck you gonna fight him at 147, bro? If he gets that belt, he's not fighting Shakur. If Devin gets past that, Devin's gonna turn into prima donna right away, bro. Let me tell you, they got the tiara. They got the tiara and the little wand, the little Tinkerbell wand and wings. They got all that shit for Devin Haney to put on the second he beats Brian Norman Jr. He's going to be back to being the Cinderella of boxing again. You better believe that shit. But these niggas this is them trying to lay a game plan out, bro. You trying to lay a game plan out where one of the best fighters in the world, Gervonta Davis, doesn't count. Man, get out of here, Tim. That shit is ridiculous, bro. But let's continue to listen. I'm having fun.
You know, you might not think that he's strong enough. You might not think that, he doesn't punch hard enough. But that's not boxing. That's not all the requirements you need for boxing, man. You need this. I don't know how much I got to tell you guys, man. You can have, a few weapons, and you got this. And you got a hell of a memory, and you understand positions and patterns and of different fighters, and you can recognize them, and you quicker got that processor, and you can beat anybody.
That's why you niggas is B-sides, bro. That's why your ass gonna be a B-side, bro. You telling me that's Tim Bradley talking for Tim Bradley. You don't really need, because Tim didn't have that shit. What do you fucking mean, Tim? You don't need power and you don't need punching power in boxing, bro. Tim, how can you sit up here and tell somebody that you don't need punching power in boxing? Knockout sell, bro. These niggas is trying to get paid, bro. We trying to be entertained. We trying to be paid. We're not trying to sit up there. Oh, man, you're trying to tell him not to. Man, come on, bro. This is so top rank, you can scrape it off him. Exactly. Oh, Jeep Red Boy, my bad. Hold on one second. Let me get that. Jeep Red Boy in the building. Thank you, brother, for the $5 holler. The funny thing is they don't even have the ability to figure out opponents like that. They're trying to outthink the whole scenario, bro.
You can beat anybody. It's just not about just one thing or two things, man. I'm telling you, it's about this processor, man. The smartest man wins. That's it. And that's why a lot of people are afraid to fight Shakur. It's not anything. It's not, his defense. He has one of the best plus minuses in all of boxing. I think he's number one. That's the amount of hits that he lands versus the amount of hits that lands on him. His defense, of course, he has great defense. And, that's a small part of why a lot of guys don't want to face him, because you don't want to be getting hit. The guy's right in front of you and you can't hit him. It's demoralizing.
Tim. Bro, Shakur Stevenson gonna fuck around and get beat by somebody, dog. He gonna fuck around and lose, bro. You trying to shove this nigga up to 135, up to 147. You don't even know where you want him to go, bro. He runs every fight, bro. Exactly. I like Shakur as a fighter.
Many people can talk about Shakur's power and what he's not. And, he doesn't have these attributes or that or this or that. But what he does have, he knows how to use. He's very efficient with what he has and all his skills. Very efficient, and he knows when to use them, when not to use them. He knows when to go, when not to go, when to lay back, when to press forward. And that's the thing that doesn't get talked about. Everybody always talking about this power, and it's like the main thing. That's not boxing, man. When you fight Shakur Stevenson, you got to have a high boxing IQ. If you don't have a high,
bro, woe is fucking me on all that dumb shit. Why Tim be talking like he was this pure boxer, Floyd type guy? Dude, he's supporting his guys is what he's doing. This is a top rank, once those guys get in that top rank gym together, those guys bond like they in the same family. Every guy that he's talking about is a top rank related fighter. Every single solitary one of the guys they're talking about, with the exception of Ryan Garcia. But this dude is literally advising Shakur Stevenson to chase Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just got beat by Rolly Romero, and you want Shakur Stevenson to fight him. But you don't want Shakur Stevenson to fight Gervonta. You don't want him to chase Gervonta. You want him to chase Ryan, who lost to Rolly Romero. Let me repeat. He lost to Rolly Romero in his last fight. Am I missing something? Or is it not true that Rolly Romero beat Ryan Garcia in their last fight? For certain, that is the case. I'm telling you, man, it's amazing, this world of boxing that we're in, bro. Now, does Tim Bradley definitely knows the sport of boxing, without a doubt. And Shakur Stevenson is an excellent fighter, and everything this dude can be saying about Shakur as a fighter is true. But the fact of the matter is, bro, ain't nobody trying to fight Shakur because Shakur is not a draw. That's what the problem is. They would fight Shakur if there was big money in there with Shakur. People don't have a problem trying to fight Terrence Crawford. That's that bullshit that you were saying. These guys, you're advising this guy to make a move to not go towards Gervonta, but at the end of the day, you're going to blame Gervonta for the reason that Gervonta did, even though you right now are advising Shakur to not chase him because it makes him look desperate. Why don't you want him to look desperate? So that it'll affect him when it gets to the negotiation table. So that Shakur can do the Terrence Crawford role and be like, I don't really need this fight. This isn't important to me. I don't need it. Give me half. Give me half or you don't get any payday. You know, give me half or you're not going to get anything. I'm going to stare at you for 9 hours. That shit still bugs the shit out of me. I'm going to stare at you for 9 hours. That's my negotiation. I'm going to stare at you and demand things for 9 hours. Man, I'll see you tomorrow, Negro. If you not, we're not here on these things. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow, dog. See you later. I'm not talking to you for 9 straight hours, bro. Because you're just trying to play a trick on me. You're trying to wear me down and make me sit here for Hell nah, bro. You can take your Jedi mind tricks, Tim, and shove them up your ass, Tim. You can take them Jedi. This is nothing but a big Jedi mind trick, bro. Let's tell Shakur Stevenson to not go at his biggest competitor, Gervonta, because look, and the logic is because people are saying bad things about Gervonta. But you think you're not going to get any credit for Gervonta, but you're going to get credit for Ryan, who Gervonta already beat. Let's listen to Tim Bradley's logic right here. I got to go back to this, okay? Listen to this logic right here.
Tim Bradley was good. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to you
Listen
guys
to
about
this shit.
Shakur Stevenson and why Shakur doesn't need Tank.
Look at his face. He can't figure that shit out. Listen to the logic.
The perception of Tank by many of the boxing pundits, and it's the fans of boxing. You already know how they feel about Tank Davis when it comes to, I hear people talk about his resume. I hear people talking about, well, he's only one division champion. He really only won one belt. The guys that he's faced, he hasn't faced a top tier elite fighter, so on and so forth. So with that being said, why even want to entertain a fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money, right?
Now watch this. Later on, this Negro says that he should be going after Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. I'm sorry, can somebody let me know whether or not Ryan Garcia is considered to be a world-class fighter? Oh, he is a world-class fighter. Is he considered to be a legacy fight? Is Devin Haney considered to be a legacy fight? No. Devin Haney's not a legacy fight. Ryan Garcia is not a legacy fight. Teofimo's not a legacy fight, man. But they don't want him to chase Gervonta. They want him to chase those guys.
That's what Tank brings. He brings interest. He brings a lot of fans in the seats, But as far as legacy goes, if people are holding Tank at a very low status,
he's a reigning world champion. Because people hold him in a low status. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Well, do you need him? Do you really need him? How you doing, man? Good morning. Do you really need him? Because I personally don't think that you need him, Shakur, you should be here to create your own legacy. You're about the competition. You are about that bread as well. And I think it's important for you to really look at the landscape, man, of boxing and see where your big money fights are, besides Tank Davis. As you know, you hear through the grapevine, I think he even told you on X that, he's contemplating retirement after his Jake Paul fight. You're getting ready, hopefully, if Teofimo Lopez signs the contract, Shakur, to be fighting Teofimo Lopez, who has accomplished quite a bit in the sport, man, and has been in the ring with some legends. Josh Taylor, also Lomachenko. I think that type of fight makes sense. Going up to 140 pounds, getting another strap, beating the quote-unquote the Ring Magazine champion, or considered the best #1 fighter at 140 pounds. You beat him, but I also foresee me, if I was your manager, a throwdown with Ryan Garcia. He fought against Tank. He brings big money. You know, how much you gonna get as far as legacy goes? Not a whole lot. Ryan Garcia hasn't done much in the sport. However, that's a guy that you can get. You know, y'all had some words on social media. I don't know if y'all cool or not, but I think that'll be a great fight for you. You know, Ryan Garcia, even after his loss against Rolly Romero. You know, that's a big money fight for you right there. You know, I just feel like everybody and their mama's trying to chase Tank, and, you know, they feel that he's, you know, not right mentally. And, you know, you hear all the narratives and stuff that, you know, we the media and, you know, and the fans create, you know. But I just, look, you got other guys that you can cook, man. You know, that's just it. You got other guys that you can cook in and around your division. But that big money fight for you would be Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, he come back, he fights someone, and you beat Teofimo Lopez, then you fight Ryan for that money. Makes sense to me. You can meet him at 144. You know, you don't have to meet him at 147. You guys can do that catchweight stuff that, you know, this new school of fighters be doing.
Hey, let me pause this for a second.
Get your money that way. You know.
Now, like his whole argument, though, he said, I swear Tim has good days and bad days, I swear. Well, look, man, he's trying to organize something where he's trying to hook up Shakur Stevenson with advice. But I think it's just bad advice. It's the same shit that he did. Bro, he should have fought Floyd Mayweather, man. That dude would not get away from top rank to fight Floyd. He wouldn't fight Errol. He's trying to tell Shakur to be smart and say, look, man, why don't you go chase these other guys and go beat these other guys, and don't worry about Gervonta Davis, because that's not going to happen. Because Gervonta Davis is considered low status. If you beat him, what is anybody going to say about you? Bro, they're going to say the same shit that they said if Gervonta. And first of all, let's not talk about the fact that Shakur might get beat by that guy. They really going to really sell that Ryan fight because nobody is asking for that? No, bro. The only person that anybody's really interested in Shakur fighting is Gervonta. The rest of those guys, they've already fucking fell off the map, bro. What's going on, King of Hating?
Well, you know, it's still Good Friday. What feels better than hating, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Another day. And this Tim Bradley thing is funny to me because, one, you know, like the way that he's trying to break it down is like, it's like the guys like Terrence Crawford and Shakur, right? They got all of these accomplishments, right? And then it's like they not becoming stars or someone that anybody care about seeing until late in their careers, which is kind of, you know, crazy. It's like, okay, they did all these things and now they want to build themselves up. Now they talking about they the A side or whatever. Like, Terrence Crawford is not no A side right now. He's not. Like, just because you beat Canelo, it ain't like, you know, video game. You know, you kill a boss and you get all that gear so you can level up. Like, it ain't the same way in boxing. Like, just because you beat somebody don't mean that you get their popularity and their fans transfer over to you. That ain't how it works. But that's the way that they're trying to treat it. And like with Shakur right now, they're still trying to convince people like, okay, you have to like be some super duper boxing aficionado. Like, if boxing was rocket science, they're trying to convince you need rocket science to be able to appreciate Shakur. And that ain't the case. Especially like with all the comparisons they try to make between him and Floyd. Because Floyd, like, on the way up 130 through 140, like, he was knocking people out left and right. Like, he had people, you know, having their feet lifted up off the ground when he was knocking them out. He was hurting them with body shots. You know, you see him throw 3, 4, 5 straight rights in a row. Like, he had that power. But then, when he moved to 147, he got a few knockouts in the chains, but his fights were still exciting. And the reason that his fights were still exciting, even though people wanted to say he was running, like, okay, you see him damn near stepping on their lead foot. You see, like, if he's in the corner, like, he might shake them, take a few steps one way and then go back to that same corner. Like, that's a whole lot different than some of these other guys who, they get off the rope, they got to go around the ring like 5 times before they settle down again. Like, you don't need to have power to be exciting. It's not necessary, but the way that you fight can do a lot for you, even if you don't got power. And that's the thing that's kind of great. Like Tim Bradley, he ain't have power, but his fights were still exciting because he went in there and like he kept on trying to do what he was doing. Even with Ruslan Provodnikov, he was getting smacked upside the head, and that's probably what gave him CTE. He was still up in there fighting. So like that's the difference with Shakur, because like he get like, shoot, a glove accidentally grazed his lip a little too aggressively, and then he's like, nah, I'm gonna have to do like 10 laps for this shit. I don't like that. He done scraped the chap off my lip. I don't see that dog in Shakur. Like, yeah, he got that dog in him when it comes to the sparring stories. He got that dog in him whenever he talking about, oh yeah, I sparred this guy, I did this and that. He got, man, I've been seeing clips posted up of him sparring Brian Norman, Teofimo Lopez, and Abdullah Mason all this past week. And then at the same time, just a few weeks ago, he was saying that, he don't bring up sparring or talk about it because, he got good character and integrity. He not like Tank. He don't tell sparring stories. Like they trying to do everything to make Shakur into something that he's not. And like with boxing, that's the thing that turns people off about it. Because everybody, to a certain extent, got a little bit of a bullshit detector, and it go off when certain fighters start talking. And that's the way it is with Shakur. Like they don't operate the same way. Like even like with Andre Ward, because you got Andre Ward, Bud, and Shakur in that same group, right? Andre Ward was different than the both of them. Like, yeah, he didn't have a lot of knockout power, but he fought however he needed to, even if it made the fight ugly. And he actually had integrity. Like I forget who it was that he fought. It was like one of his early fights at 175. It was an Eddie Hearn fighter. Dude missed weight. Eddie Hearn came out and said, like, yeah, Andre came up to me and asked me, because like we were gonna penalize dude for each pound that he missed, and he asked me like, yeah, is he a good person? He got a family or whatever. And Eddie was like, yeah, he does. And Ward was like, okay, well then don't worry about penalizing him. Let him keep his money, even though the dude missed weight and came in over, and Ward had to fight at a disadvantage. And he was still doing what he needed to win. Like, yeah, he was hailed as a master boxer, but he wasn't like running all around the ring like that. His fights were still entertaining, even though he made it ugly. So it's just a whole lot of things with this interview right now that Tim Bradley's saying.
You're talking about Paul Smith.
Okay, yeah, Paul Smith.
Yes, guess what his nickname is?
What's that?
Smigger. Smigger.
Wow.
Smigger. His name is Smigger. White boy's name is
Smigger. Man.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man. That's all I came up to say. Like the way that they operating right now screams of desperation. They keep on like they're trying to make Shakur into something that's not. And it's like Ryan Garcia said, boxing is an honest sport. And when you get in that ring, it's going to show what you are and what you aren't. So it don't really matter what you say on Twitter or in interviews or anything like that. Once you get in the ring, like it's going to show you. And we've seen it with multiple fighters like these past 10 years.
I can't hear no more.
I'm sorry.
You good?
Oh yeah, I hear, but I don't know if he's hearing us.
That's what happened. I'm sorry, I was trying to get. Hey, what's up, 2 Cent?
Yeah, but I'm gonna real loud. I'm gonna still be in the chat.
What's going on?
Good. Yeah, all right, Phoenix. What's going on, Anton?
Well,
Let me see if I hold
What's
on.
going
I can't
on,
hear you.
Anton? I want to say something real quick. Give my 2 cents on something real quick, Martin. Um, I get your perspective about what Tim Bradley is saying, and I agree. But at the same time, right, I've been saying that Shakur Stevenson is on, and it's plenty other fighters for Shakur Stevenson to fight.
Sorry, I can you breaking up bad.
I'll go down and come back up.
No, that okay. Both you guys seem like you're having problems. 2 cent? I
Can you hear
can't hear
me?
you. Now I can.
You can hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, and I was saying that Tim Bradley is talking about the quote unquote perception of Tank. What's the truth though? Like, why are you talking about the perception? But I do agree that there's other, and I ask Shakur Stevenson fans all the time, where is y'all list of fighters, like the list y'all got for Tank, of the fighters y'all want to see Shakur Stevenson fight? So y'all can get in the uproar every time he don't fight them. Where is that list of fighters? Because right now, what y'all like to do is accept the other people's opponents and make excuses to why their opponents are so great. But every time Gervonta Tank Davis fights somebody, y'all try to downplay the opponents and then turn around and fight the same opponent. So I agree with Tim Bradley in the aspect that Shakur Stevenson does need his own identity and he does need to fight those other top guys and those other names because it's almost like fight either the fighters are scared to fight Shakur or the fighters are not good enough to fight Shakur. And Tank is the only person for Shakur to fight when it's just absolutely not true. And I don't understand why people wasn't in an uproar when Shakur Stevenson didn't fight Devin Haney. Like why that just went away? Like nobody kept pressing for it. Nobody kept saying he should have fought Devin Haney. Nobody was saying you was at top rank with all these other names in the division that you didn't fight. Nobody ever sits down and pick apart Shakur Stevenson like they do Tank Davis. They never
Well,
do that.
nobody except for Phoenix Assassin, because his ass does that shit for sure.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about as a whole. It's like who had like seriously, like not in like a demeaning way, but who has Shakur Stevenson fought at 135 pounds? Really?
Man, really,
Really?
who if you can do that, if Shakur Stevenson was if Gervonta Davis had Shakur Stevenson's resume, they would be dogging the fuck out of him for that. He didn't fight anybody in 126. He fought a flat-footed Mexican and a B-level fighter in Jamel Herring. Missed weight, ran from Jeremiah Nakathila, ran from and I'm talking about in the ring, ran from Jeremiah Nakathila, ran from Edwin De Los Santos. Like, even when Tim Bradley's doing all this talking, it's like, bro, are we supposed to forget the Edwin De Los Santos fight? Where's all of this shit that dude didn't want to fight him? Like, that shit was terrible. So, man, yeah, dog. Like, I mean, it's a big sales pitch for Terrence. I mean, for his guys is what I see.
2 cents. I
But
think me
I
and you
do
spoke
agree with
about
you.
this on
He should
another
go fight
channel.
those guys. He should. I mean, 2 cent. I'll pass it to you, Anton.
Okay.
I do agree with what you said about he should fight those guys. He absolutely, positively should fight those guys. I'm just saying for Tim to phrase it like don't worry about Gervonta. You're not going to get anything out of the Gervonta Davis fight legacy wise. But meanwhile, you name, if you're not going to get shit from Gervonta legacy wise, you're not getting shit from Ryan legacy wise. Devin, like, nobody's going to remember them niggas in about 10 years. They going to remember Tank. Like, they don't want to look at that aspect. People, your legacies, like, you can name fighters that people knew. Like, you can be like, oh, Ali fought Frazier. Ali fought Foreman. Ali fought Liston. Because, I'm sorry, Anton, because people actually knew them. That's why they don't do it, because people don't know who Shakur Stevenson is. But the second Shakur starts getting any real praise, trust me, these people are going to be on his ass, pointing, telling the same shit. You ain't never done this. You ain't never done that. You ain't never done this. You ain't never done that. Because that's all they really have with their AI scripts and all that shit. That's all they can do is give out the message that they've been told to give out. So it's going to switch up. It's going to switch up eventually. What's up, Anton? What's on your mind,
You're
brother?
muted.
I'm not mute.
Is it
You
me
can't hear
again?
me?
I can't hear
I
you.
think it's you. I'm not muted.
Hold on. Let me try to.
Is 2 Cent.
Yeah, that's right. What happened to Anton? But it's like I don't understand. It's weird, Fanon. Like it's very weird that people not acting like it. I feel like they're not honest about Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion. Like he's literally going backwards, in my opinion. He went from main event fighter, 2 million views, people watching him, to fighting on a Thursday, to fighting overseas in Saudi Arabia in the middle of the day, competing with football in America. Like what? Like I don't. And the truth is, Fanon, it's a whole list of fights that Gervonta Davis could make before he makes a Shakur Stevenson fight. Like I really don't think that Shakur Stevenson is Tank's priority.
Probably not. Because he's
And
gonna
I
try to
think
get that
that
Manny
is,
Pacquiao money. He's trying to get as
and I
much
think
money as he can.
exactly, and I think that it's weird that people seem to think it's only one standard in boxing, which is accolades. And I feel like they're trying to switch the sentiment to only focus on accolades because they're trying to usher in the TKO, right? And they're taking the tension off the revenue fighters can make and the pay-per-views and the stardom that they can create. They're trying to squash that, like, and people not realizing what's going on. But people can say, well, Tank never unified. And I could say, well, Shakur never set a gate record. Like it's different standards in boxing. It's not just one standard, which is accolades, in my opinion. This is an entertainment business. This is not a alphabet sport where Super Bowls and championships is the only means to measure you by, for real. And even in other sports, you could be the MVP on in the sport, and your team ain't the greatest sport type. I mean, ain't the greatest team type of thing.
You
But
know, it gets
this,
me. Let me just on the concept. I'm sorry to break, but the concept that you said I thought was like really interesting. You don't like continue. I'm sorry, I forgot my train of thought. Go ahead. I should have just went on with it.
yeah, and so people don't understand, like it's different things you can do in boxing. It's different type of lanes you can be in boxing to be successful, and that's why I feel like I'm starting to realize that the hardcore fans is kind of like what the problem is with the sport, because they want to put the sport in a box, and if you're not doing this, then you're not that. When that's not true, you got fighters like, let's say, a Ben Whitaker. He's an entertainer. We know it's Ben Whitaker getting there with somebody for real, for real. He probably gonna get his ass whooped because he's not that type of fighter. And that should be okay. That should be fine. Like not everybody has the same goals and plans in boxing, and that should be okay. To keep trying to put it in a box and hold people to your standard, and then put out the propaganda that this is the standard for boxing, I think is BS, in my opinion. And I think that's the biggest problem that we have, is people won't let these fighters be who they are in the sport, period. So much so to the point that you're trying to tell us that fighters that can't even hold a main event, they can't even hold an event themselves. Like, let's be for real. This is a business. This is about making money, being profitable. The belts are cool, but they're way too political to put as much weight on them as everybody trying to put on them.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you said, man. I had to write it down because I wanted to make sure that I understood it correctly. Yeah, what they are doing, I think what you see is, and I see the same thing, is where you have people that basically substitute accolades for requirements. So you look and you say, instead of looking at somebody and saying, what did they do? Right? So like I can say what Gervonta did, and those are his accolades. They are going to talk about that, what he did not do. He did not do this. He did not do that. He did not do this. He did not do that. They are changing what it should be a list of accolades to a list of requirements that he has to do in order to satisfy them. So Muhammad Ali, so like there are a lot of people that were never 2 division champions, right? Heavyweights are never 2 division champions. That's one of the things Floyd, they say why Floyd is greater than Ali. Because look at all the weight divisions he fought in. But dude, Ali can only fight in one fucking weight division, right? But that's something Floyd did, that Floyd fought 29 champions, right? Ali fought less champions. That means he fought less champions because there's less belts. He's also only in one fucking weight class, right? So they put on Ali accolade or requirements for greatness that shouldn't even apply to him, right? even like what they do with Floyd never being undisputed. Oh, Devin was undisputed. Floyd was never undisputed. That's because Floyd wasn't trying to be undisputed. Because that's not what the standard was at the time. Right? So you are trying to hold people responsible for things that other people did. When there are plenty of things, then you can basically do that to anybody. You can pick anybody's resume apart doing that by saying, what didn't they do? And then he said, well, I never lost to an 8-0 fighter. Yeah, but Ali never got beat the fuck up. Ali never lost in the Olympics. Right? Like you lost. Floyd said he never lost. That nigga lost in the Olympics. What you talking about? Ali was king of Rome, gold medal. That's some shit Floyd didn't do. When Floyd had to get in an amateur competition in the best situation, the biggest moments in amateurs in the Olympics, Floyd lost, Ali won. Floyd has never, ever never beat anybody as like a 10-1 underdog, right? Floyd, Ali's beaten 10-1 was a 10-1 underdog on 2 occasions in one by knockout. You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck up out of here. I love how you said that, 2 Cent, because that is a technique that's used. Because I'm a fan of debate. So really like the structure of the argument, you are dead on. What they're doing is, if they say, what haven't you done? Like that accolade is a requirement to success. And that's not true, because you're looking at what people did. Like Floyd, the things that Floyd didn't do trying to create them as accolades. They're just things that happen that at the end of the day, you can count up and say, oh, look at everything you did, like a resume list. But 2 people that can have different resumes. Just because somebody goes to college, you can't say, well, I went to college to be a lawyer, but you never became a doctor. Yeah, but I became a lawyer, but you never became a dentist. You never became an electrician. You never got the Nobel Peace Prize. You never won a world championship. I can list shit for days that I've never, ever done. So I love that observation, 2 Cent. I think that was a brilliant observation. They turn what is somebody's accolade into a requirement for somebody else. But they will not accept the accolades that person actually has. So, he's not a 3-division champion, even though the WBA said he was their champion at 140, 135, and 130. And 130. But why? Because the super belt and the all of that shit. So they want to tear the things that he's actually done down, and he wants to put requirements and say, well, Floyd did this, like what they did to Manny. When they did the Gervonta and the argument that they were making about why he should be moving up all these weight classes, because Manny Pacquiao did it. Well, yeah, but Manny Pacquiao did it doesn't mean everybody else has to do it. That's just something he did. You know what I mean? That's what he did. That's good for him. But there's all kind of other guys that did a lot of other shit that he didn't do. Like Terrence Crawford never won a 160 title. Terrence Crawford was never unified at 154. He was never unified at 135. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can do that shit all fucking day to people, man. But if you just go by the fucking truth, bro, and be fair to people. But anyway, they're on AI scripts. Brilliant observation, 2 Cent.
Let me say this too. Let me respond to that too. Like, I'm glad you brought up Pacquiao, and I'm gonna pass it to Antoine when I'm finished. But the reason why I said I think the hardcore fans are what's wrong with boxing, because like I've been saying, it's a clear campaign and agenda to try to stifle the boxing stars in America, especially the African American stars that are able to create their own revenue and have their own fan bases. So Jaron Ennis is fighting for the IBO. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of the belts, but I'm just using other people's logic, right? They deep throat the belts any other time, but now all of a sudden fighting for a championship is not good because it's the IBO belt and it's this and it's that. And they jump through all of these hoops to discredit. And so I was having a conversation with somebody and I'm like, so is Manny Pacquiao a 8-division champion if we don't count the IBO belt?
Nope.
So they and this is what I'm saying. So now Manny Pacquiao, because when y'all do this, we gotta run it back. Let's run it back and see what the stats are. So since the IBO belt don't count, now Manny Pacquiao is no longer a 8-division champion, and it's just a snowball effect. So they don't realize the hypocrisy of what they be saying. And if you apply that logic to other situations, how that situation changes. And that's why I'm like, y'all, what's wrong? Y'all have a problem with the sport, bro. If it's an IBO belt, if it's an IBO belt, if you have your opinions about how you feel about it, cool. But don't try to discredit him and be like, oh, that belt ain't nothing. But then y'all Johnson bouncing Manny Pacquiao because he an 8th division champion. Like the shit gotta go both ways, like for real. And what's happening is you got these quote unquote hardcore fans that's learning so much and knowing so much about boxing that they're continuously jumping through hoops, discrediting people when the truth is you could do that with every single fighter. You could do that with everybody's resume. Like you could do that. The more you know about the sport, the more you can go around discrediting people. And that's the problem I'm having with these quote unquote hardcore fans, in my opinion. It's just discredit after discredit, or we're gonna jump through hoops to give somebody credit. Like it's very strange what's going on right now, and I'm just gonna keep calling it out because I can be logical and use common sense, and that's really what's missing in these YouTube boxing streets, in my opinion.
It's very well stated. I agree. Greatly. You got anything on that, Anton? Oh, real quick before you do, Marcus Bridges with the $5 holler in the Cash App, supporting the channel, keeping it going, man. Thank y'all so much, man. For real. The Cash Apps are very important to the channel, so thank y'all, man, for the support. He said, people scream for Bud versus Jaron, but not Tank versus people scream for Bud versus Jaron, but not Tank versus Core. Hey, shit, I'll take that fight. I would love to see Shakur fight Gervonta. I think that's a wonderful fight. I just think Shakur's playing games, bro, and he's gonna wind up. Listen to Tim Bradley, gonna wind up losing that money, and because you just think those guys are gonna fight you, bro, there's nothing but a loss looking at it for them, really. What's going on, Anton? What's your mind? What's going on, Arbreezy? I see you. What's going on, Anton? I want to make you wait.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on.
I'm gonna back out.
Or actually, you have something to say real fast? He left. What's up, man?
Yeah. A lot was said going back to the Tim Bradley interview, leading up to everything that y'all was just talking about. But it all boils down to me is I wanted to, because me and Two Cents was on another channel and we was having a discussion a while back, and how these guys don't even realize that they hold Tank to a higher standard. They don't even realize what they're doing. The fact that Gervonta Davis, like you just said, we could go list for list and we could say this and we could say that. Like you just said, Floyd Mayweather. Shakur Stevenson lost in the Olympics. Keyshawn Davis lost in the Olympics. So y'all are y'all undefeated?
No.
And exactly. And Gervonta Davis did something that was impressive to me that maybe not. He held 3 titles in 3 different weight classes at the same time. So is that impressive, or is that just something that y'all just? And who definition of success? Your definition of success is not that man's definition of success. I have my own path in my life that might be successful to me, that somebody else might look at as a minimum or a small accomplishment. But you can't diminish what I've done if those are the goals that I set out for myself, for me to accomplish. Just because you have your opinion, and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is not a shot at anybody's channel, not you for not anybody, but a lot of these boxing content creators on YouTube, they are the reason they're ruining boxing. These guys get up here with these biased takes instead of just appreciating that these guys are getting in the ring, putting their life on the line, and they're making money to support them and their family. When was that ever a failure? When was ever accomplishing something and making sure that your family is eating? And some of these guys like Tank Davis, these guys are creating generational wealth. When was that ever corny? And when was that ever a negative look on someone's life? We celebrate other people. We celebrate people in other sports by these guys' narratives because Charles Barkley never won a championship. He's not a great player. But then you listen to all of the other players called Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley won an MVP when Michael Jordan was in his prime. They were in the NBA at the same time and played in the championship that same year. Charles Barkley was the league MVP. So how can
At
you
Phoenix,
sit
he's
back here
balling.
and do that? In Phoenix, 1994, he was the MVP, 93-94 season. Michael Jordan was in the prime of his career. They lost the championship, but Charles Barkley was the MVP. They discredit people all the time. Oh, Dr. J. Dr. J won 2 titles in the ABA before it was the NBA. So those don't count no more? Those championships just don't count? Who are we talking about, man? These guys aren't going to. Gervonta Tank Davis is one of those guys when he's going out of boxing and they see the way and they see the way these fighters are moving and the things going, then maybe they'll appreciate him later. Right now, they're
Definitely.
not going to give him his flowers. They not. Even if he beats Shakur, they're going to say he waited too long. Shakur hands is hurt. They're going to have some
Yep.
type of excuse. Devin Haney never had no real expectations to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at 135. They know that. We all know this. I don't believe that these guys still falling for the Bill Haney and the Devin Haney playbook to this day. That makes me think that anybody can say stuff to you guys and you guys just eat it up. That's crazy to me. These guys are proven liars. Proven. And like Dean said the other day, they opened the window for Brian Norman Jr. and Floyd Schofield Sr. They opened the door for these guys to get on the internet and talk BS. Because on the internet, you don't got to be real. You don't have to be real. You got to be real in person. You don't got to. You could be anybody on the internet.
Yes,
These guys
sir.
are ruining the sport of boxing, man. They really are.
Yeah, you gotta ignore those dudes ain't real, man. I'm telling you. Like shit. I'm telling you, most of this shit is bot. There's so much bot shit going on, bro, that you shouldn't really take it like these are really what boxing fans think. It's all kind of like it's like all of it's propaganda, man. It's all PR. It's all PR. Especially if you see guys using AR scripts. Man, these guys are getting they're getting the talking points. They're doing it in an organized fashion. Gervonta Davis is an extremely popular fighter. Extremely popular fighter. And he's held in very high regard in the boxing by boxing fans as far as his ability to fight. It's not the bullshit. It's not the bullshit that these dudes have been saying. It's hard to listen to him. Really is. What's going on, J.R. Breezy? How can I help you, brother?
What's going on, bro?
I'm good.
Morning.
One second. I got to make sure I get Marcus Bridges real quick. I did. Thanks, Marcus, man. I appreciate that $5 holler, brother. Thank you. What was on your mind, R. Breezy?
I'm just coming up here as a Newark representative. You heard Shakur
I think he
representative.
muted.
You
No,
hear
I
me?
can hear him.
Oh, okay, I can't.
Yeah, I'm coming up here
I
as
don't know
a
what's wrong with my headphones.
Shakur / Newark, New Jersey representative. And I listen to everybody channel. Like I listen to people who go against Shakur. I listen to people who's on the side of Shakur. I just like hearing everybody perspective when it comes to this certain fighter. So a lot the things I just heard on the panel, like is kind of wild to me. Like when it comes to, oh, he a B-side A fighter. Like he's a B-side ass fighter. Now, if we being honest, he's only a B-side fighter to what? Tank Davis? That's the B-side, and
Nah,
he
he B-side to Shakur. He B-side to Devin. He B-side to Ryan.
I,
He's
okay.
probably no joke. He's probably B-side to Pitbull.
All right, but he could be the B-side, right? But people still talk about Shakur Stevenson every day like he's an A-side. They still talk about him. He's in every day on YouTube. Shakur's all through the titles. He's been he's doing the most interviews. He's putting the work in so y'all can have something to talk about him. These other fighters just sit in the cut and let people run narratives when he come out here and be straightforward and give y'all something to talk about. But another thing, I heard Shakur should keep trying to fight Tank. Why? Like, just think about it for a second, right? That's like harassment at a certain point in time if you think about it. Why would he still try to fight Tank if Tank just told him in front of the whole world, I'm not fighting you. I would be helping you and your side out. That fight ain't
Hey
happening.
man, I didn't say that he needed to get on the media and do that shit. I didn't say that. I
No,
didn't say he
no,
needs to get
Fanon.
on.
Listen, people
No,
saying
listen to
that.
me.
Go ahead.
Listen to me. No, I'm not saying that. I am absolutely positively not saying that Shakur needs to continue to talk and say shit on the internet. But no, he need to try to fight Gervonta Davis. That's the biggest fight for him. He's a 135-pound champion right now for the WBC. Gervonta Davis is the WBA champion. They're champions right now in the same division. He should be trying to fight the other champions in the division, just like Gervonta should be trying to fight him. They're champions in the same division. I'm not saying Gervonta shouldn't fight Shakur. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, no, you should try to get that fight. Why should he be chasing somebody all the way up to 147 pounds?
No.
Ryan Garcia fights at 147. Shakur Stevenson is the 135-pound WBC champion. What's wrong with saying he should fight the WBA world champion? That's what we're supposed to do.
But look, how is he gonna fight the man who's every time they put a camera in this guy's face, he's saying for what? Fight him for what? What he do for the sport? Then last week on Twitter, he just told him, I'm never fighting you. I'm not fighting you. So it's
what?
Yo,
so what?
No, so what?
Bro? So what? Try to fight the dude. I mean, I don't know what you're going to say. This Gervonta Davis can say whatever Gervonta Davis wants to say, bro.
Oh my God.
That doesn't mean that you don't try to fight the man.
Bro, how can you try to fight somebody that
anybody can tell somebody that they don't want to fight you, you shouldn't try to fight them? So
Tank Davis hold all the cards to making the fight happen.
David Benavidez, who Canelo Alvarez said a bunch of times he wasn't going to fight. You're telling me David Benavidez shouldn't have been trying to fight him, even though Canelo says he don't want to fight him?
And what David Benavidez finally did, Fanon?
I mean, he moved up in weight, but so what?
He moved on, right?
Let me give you more examples. Muhammad Ali tried to fight Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston and those guys didn't want to do it at first, so he kept pushing them. Went to his fucking house, knocked on fucking doors, did all that shit until he got into the rankings and he had to fight him. I guess Ali shouldn't have tried to fight him because he didn't want to fight him.
That's what Shakur got to do? He got knocked on his door?
I'm telling you, I've already told you. I'm not saying he needs to go out and play any pranks and games, but he's the WBC lightweight champion. And Gervonta Davis is the WBA lightweight champion.
All right.
They can unify together and make a lot of money. There's no reason.
Of course, I agree. But
so
look, this is my thing. It's two things, and it's two things combined when it comes to this. You got to take into account Tank is telling them, I'm not fighting you. And then this man is telling us, listen, he's telling
telling that to the media.
No,
he's not telling it to stop. You're confusing. You are confusing, brother. You are confusing people talking in the media with people really trying to make fights. I'm saying, bro, really try to make a fight. Not let's talk in the media. Let's talk. No, you want to talk about what the guy says in the media. I don't care what I'm not like you, bro. I don't care what Gervonta says in the media. He can say whatever in the media. I'm sending I'm sending Jay Prince to talk to Al Heyman and try to get a fight done. That's what I'm talking about. And somebody sticking a mic in somebody's face when he's irritated, asking him a question he don't want to hear about at the moment. He gets irritated at press conferences because people ask him this. Listen, because people ask him the same questions over and over again. And there's all kind of people in the media on YouTube talking about Gervonta's ducking this, ducking that. So he reacts to what's going on in social media. I'm not talking about social media.
I'm talking about what he said actual,
you'll know when I'm stopped. Bro, you'll know when I'm done talking when I stop talking.
Go ahead.
I am not caring anything about all of the internet gossip. I'm talking about your person called that person, try to make a fight. If it doesn't work this fight, still contact them, try to make it next fight. But there's no reason in the world for the WBA champion and the WBC champion not to try to fight one another and to be trying to look for people that ain't even in the weight class. Now I'm done talking.
Okay. You said it was what he's saying to the media. He's annoyed by them saying a ducking thing.
I'm
And
saying I
this and
don't
that.
care. I'm saying I don't
Okay.
care.
You don't care. You know what I'm saying? You don't care.
No.
But me as a fan of the sport, I care because you have the A
We're not
side.
talking about you.
Yeah,
We're talking about
I'm
Shakur.
talking about
No,
me.
Shakur is not a fan of the sport. Shakur is a
I'm
boxer.
talking about me. You
But
said you
who
don't
cares,
care.
bro? I don't care.
But
Shakur's business is
listen,
not your business.
so now I
Shakur's,
can't
bro,
talk.
Shakur's business is not your business. Shakur's business is not my business. I'm not talking about gossipy shit. I'm not talking about what I think, but what I want. It's simple as this.
Let me know when I can
Shakur
talk.
is Shakur is a reigning world champion at 135. The WBC champion at 135. Gervonta is the WBA champion at 135. I don't care what weight class it falls into. The champions for the WBA and the WBC should try to fight each other, and they should try to fight each other fast.
Hey,
This is my thing once again, brother. If I have the guy that has the power to make the fight, it's all in his hands to make the fight, just like he made the Ryan fight.
No, it's not all in
Now,
anybody's
can I
hand to make
speak
a
for
fight,
nine?
bro.
Can I get my
I mean, you be
piece off,
saying some
brother?
shit that be crazy
I
as
You're
hell.
not
Go
letting me
ahead.
get my piece
I
off,
want to
brother.
say to
I
you,
just
can
want
I
to get my
speak?
piece
Hold on a
off.
second.
Because,
Hold on a second. Hey, hold on a second, David. Go ahead, man.
all right,
Finish this.
All right. Just like when people kept asking Tank about Ryan in the media, he wasn't annoyed the way he is about Shakur. But when it comes to Shakur, it's, oh, he ain't do shit in the sport. When Ryan ain't do shit in the sport before he got the Tank fight. He hasn't won one world title, never unified, did nothing in the sport. But he wasn't annoyed when it came to Ryan Garcia. But when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, I don't want to talk about him. He ain't do shit in the sport. This and that. That fight ain't happening. And he just told Shakur in front of the world that I'm turning my back and we're not fighting. So
Who the
what's
fuck
the
cares?
point? What do you mean? Who cares? It's so every day people gonna get up here and pump
Bro,
this nonsense that
bro,
Shakur should keep trying to fight a man who don't want to fight him.
bro. People say a lot of shit on the internet. That's how kids are. That's what kids do. 25-year-old kids,
These
28-year-old
niggas 30
kids. Hey,
years
dog, I
old.
let you talk. I let you go. Kids talk. They do. I don't like this. I'm mad at you. Nah. All that bullshit. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do. Kids do all kind of shit, especially when you stick phones and mics in their faces and you're going off what they're talking about off the cuff. Once again, I don't care about any of that gossip shit. There's the WBA champion and the WBC champion. They have a responsibility to each other for them to fight each other, or they should drop the fucking belts and go on about their merry fucking way. Gervonta Davis is a world champion, and that is the biggest and best fight that can be made at 135. Just because they talk mean to each other on the internet, who cares? That's like little cackling teenage girls talking about, I don't like your dress. Oh, no. I would never go out with him. He likes me. I don't care about none of that shit. Most of it is manufactured anyway. Most of that conversation is completely fabricated for the sake of having people get attention on social media. And at the end of the day, it don't mean shit. What means something is if Al Heyman got the money and Jay Prince got the money and they can work together to make a fight. That's it. All of that, oh, I don't want to fight you because you said to the world you don't want to fight me. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Who cares about that gossipy shit? Anyway, what's up, David? I'm going to pass it to David, bro.
Yeah,
I'm passing it to David.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, bro. I know.
You know what?
hey,
Nigga, you know what? You know you got fried, nigga? Hold on. Let me tell you what you know. You got your ass fried trying to, hold on, David. You know damn well you got your ass fried trying to come up here with that gossipy shit. I don't give a fuck what these niggas say when they get cameras stuck in their face because it never means anything. Ever. These niggas never follow through on the shit that they say. Shakur says he wants to fight everybody and their mother. I'm not trying to fucking hold Shakur Stevenson responsible for saying he wants to fight everybody in boxing at the same damn time, including like fucking Conor McGregor or whatever. That's a bunch of shit made that kids are doing, bro. I'm 56 fucking years old. I'm not a goddamn kid. I want to see the fight, bro. I don't give a fuck with teenagers. These niggas act like teenagers. That's what they act like. They get mad like teenagers. They run around with the same women like teenagers. I mean, that's what the fuck they are. They're kids. So no, I don't get mad that one 30-year-old, 28-year-old kid gets mad at another 26-year-old kid. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, are you niggas going to fight or what? And yes, you should try to fight him. What do you mean Shakur shouldn't try to fight him? Shakur, no. He said bad things. Fuck out of here, nigga. That's crazy to me. Seriously, man, that's kitty shit, bro. I'm sorry I saw y'all jump off. And don't ever try to jump. That's silly, gossipy bullshit, bro. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. It's man. The thing about it is when it comes up to that argument about Tank versus Shakur versus Tank, whatever. Bottom line is this: whenever Tank say one thing, he always say one thing. When somebody says they wants to fight Tank, he say talk to Al. He says talk to Al. Says talk to Al. Because he went on and he explained it perfectly. He said, look, I'm not going to do anything to help that other side, meaning Turkey and everybody over there on that Riyadh season and whatever, Eddie and all of that. Because he don't deal with those dudes. Plain and simple. Whatever he do would be helping them. So he says he's not going to help them. Shakur has already known. He's been a free agent twice. And he know that if he want to get with Tank, he got to come over to PBC, sign that 1 year deal or that one fight deal. Excuse me, not 1 year, one fight deal. And we go ahead and fight. No, he wants more. So they not going to invest in him. Why? Because it's a bad investment. He doesn't draw. Plain and simple. I know the truth hurts these guys, but it's the truth. And the thing is, you can run around in a circle chasing your tail like a dog all you want to. Plain and simple. The fact is this. They know what they have to do if they want to fight Tank. He said it 1,000 times. And none of y'all are listening. Because you see what he do.
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. RBZ, you are a bot. And I'm going to take this wrench from you. And I'm going to definitely smack you upside the head with it and throw you out of here for good. What big names have PBC signed lately? Let me explain something to you, bro. PBC doesn't have to sign big names. They make big names. They don't sign big names. They make big names. They signed Gervonta when he wasn't a big name, made him a big name. They signed Arrow when he wasn't a big name, made him a big name. They signed Deontay Wilder when he wasn't a big name, made him a big name. They signed Keith Thurman when he wasn't a big name, made him a big name. David Benavidez made him a big name. Thank you very much. By the way, Gervonta Davis is still with the PBC. As far as I know, David Benavidez is still advised by Al Heyman. When have you all ever made a star? What you guys do is you try to sign the stars away from the people that made them. Turkey Al-Sheik's not making stars. He is stealing stars. So you want to know when's the last time you signed a big star? These guys have the big stars. What big stars are you talking about? Bivol? Who? The UK heavyweights? Go ahead, David. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. But BZ?
Yeah, you true.
Bro.
True that. True that. But my thing is this. What I'm saying is this. You sit back and you watch your boy go on podcasts and you think that it's what the measuring stick on making a fight is no, no. Shakur is plain and simple. Shakur is not his own boss. Seriously, he's not his own boss. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speculate what his financial situation is. No, I'm not going to pocket watch nobody like that. That ain't what I'm here to do. My thing is to watch fights, give my take on it, and be a fan of the game of boxing. You know what I mean? And to that effect, hey, we may not see that fight. Hey, as long as he's over there every season getting his guaranteed checks, that's the only thing that matter to him is those guaranteed checks. So he could go run on all these different platforms and podcasts and clout chase Tank all he want to. That's not going to make Tank even think about fighting. So he brushed him off his shoulder, brushed that head up off his shoulders. And you guys are upset. Hey, you want to be upset? Be upset at Shakur for being a two-time, and I'm gonna say this again, a two-time unrestricted free agent and signing to the same people who are not investing in him to make him into a star. Matter of fact, they don't even have any boxes over there for him to fight. But then again, they do. That's the reason why he got to move up to 140 to go try to fight Tio, a fight that's not even done yet. And everybody talking about that. But the purpose I got up here for is I want to talk about what is going on with this Boots fight. Seriously.
Nah,
I
let me know
know,
when I can go next.
yeah, you can go right after this. I'm going to pose the question. Eddie Hearn has got to be the worst promoter ever. It's fight week, and I'm not saying, all I'm seeing is little snippets of interviews. What is going on? Where's the public? He's not promoting this fight at all. And I go ahead. What you think about that, Anton? Seriously.
I'm gonna start with the Tank, and then I'll answer your question.
Oh, true, true.
I've been told people years ago. I thought Shakur Stevenson never wanted to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. One of the examples that you just gave is when he was a free agent. And if Terrence Crawford is such your big brother and he gave you that advice, then you could have made the same move that Terrence Crawford made in order to try to get the Errol Spence fight. But you didn't because you never wanted to fight Tank. Now, when you wanted to fight Devin, you had all the energy. Mind you, Shakur Stevenson, he is in the crowd at every one of Gervonta Tank Davis fights. He's in the crowd at every one of Tank fights, sitting there watching. When Devin Fort and Shakur so-called wanted to fight him, what'd he do? He got in the ring after the fight. Name me one time you ever see Shakur get in the ring and talk to Tank after one of his fights. Nope, but what you did see is that when Tank beat Rolly Romero, I believe, he was in Tank Davis' locker room taking pictures with his hand around him, but he ain't never get in that ring and say, yo, Tank, let's fight next. He ain't grab a microphone then. Now, if you want to say the guy RBZ, if he's still here, if you want to say certain things, did you watch the interview with Steven Espinosa and Shakur Stevenson? When Shakur asked Steven Espinosa, what do Tank say behind the scenes? Tank, if you want to go off of people's word, Espinosa told Shakur straight to his face that Tank said plenty of times that he wanted to fight you in the ring. So I don't pay attention to all of that media stuff because you could tell Tank be irritated about dumb questions and he just go off and say what he say about Shakur in the media or whatever the case may be. But behind the scenes, the whole time he's pushing for the fight. When he
Man,
was
look,
on
bro,
Najee, he
that's
told
a
Najee
huge
that. Same
that's a
thing.
huge difference. Just to jump in real fast. It's a huge fucking difference between when you are sitting down in a sober, quiet moment with options that you're going through to figure out what you're going to do next versus you getting an argument at a basketball court. You're not, if you sitting there coming to somewhere you don't want to be, got cameras around you, you're getting asked the same question for the 50th fucking time. Because it's not like Gervonta just starts talking willy-nilly by himself. It's in response to questions that he gets or provocations that you get. You cannot, it's kind of like you don't take somebody's admission, like people will admit to murder that they didn't commit if you agitate them enough. They will say, yeah, I did it just to fucking get away, or think away. People really do that stuff. You can't irritate somebody to fucking death and then ask them a question and then cut it, put it in a soundbite, and have everybody react to that. That's not fair. You don't understand the context. Put yourself in Gervonta Davis's body for a second. Put yourself in his body for a second and think, where was he? What was he doing? He's about to be in a fight with a guy, literally sitting in an interview with a guy that he's literally about to fight. And they're talking shit back and forth. Then after that, you sit cameras around him. He got people that are going to ask him a bunch of fucking questions. You ask him some irritating shit off the cuff, he starts flipping. I got tapes of Muhammad Ali threatening to kill somebody at a press conference. Like, for real, this dude kept harassing me. He was like, first of all, you being watched. Like, it's what he said, you being watched. Why you a fucking Uncle Tom? I hate you fucking Uncle Toms. You better understand. Dude was fucking snapping on his ass like that. And he said some other shit to him. He said, how long before it's a black reporter, how long before you retire? It was after the Norton fight. Like, the dude asked the question, like, isn't it time for you to go away? Like a black dude asked. He said, why the fuck you keep, basically said fuck, shit, all that stuff to that dude. You think he really wanted to kill him? But he basically told him, I got enough left in me to beat a nigga's ass like yours. Like, went savage on the dude. So I guess we're supposed to take that and mean that don't ask for a fight with Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali said he was retiring. Muhammad Ali said that, fuck George Foreman, so don't even try. As a matter of fact, he said other little things in his interview, like, if I'm going to rematch anybody, I should rematch George Foreman, right? All of this shit, if it was today, would be on new media. But guess what winds up happening? He does have a third fight with Ken Norton, and he wound up fighting every fucking body in the place and not giving a rematch to George Foreman. So it's like, bro, you niggas are literally not giving these fighters any space to say anything, to have any thoughts of their own. It's like, you think about what you want to do. How many times you may vacillate if you want to go to the movies, but you got a mic in your face. Your girl stick a mic in your face. You want to go to the movies? Fuck no, I want to go to no goddamn movies right now. 30, you know what I mean? 35 minutes later, you might be like, damn, I just wish she would have had that mic in my face. I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean it. I'd like to go to the movies. I changed my mind. But these niggas, every time something's said, every time something's said, no matter where it's said, the situation is set in, the person that asked it, none of it fucking matters because it was said. But you don't want to give the man the time to sit down and say, let me sit down for a couple hours and figure out what the fuck I want to do. What are my real options? My real options are 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to take option 2, or I'm going to take option 1. But no, you guys, this guy that jumped on here, Beezy, you want people to deal exclusively off emotion. You want, if he said it, I don't know why is he so agitated? He's not agitated because of Shakur. He's more than likely agitated because of niggas like you. What's on your mind, my guy, Dean?
What's going on, fellas?
Whoa.
RBZ, I ain't know a dead man could get out of the casket. Where you been at, RBZ? Huh? I ain't seen you in a minute. I thought I already done took care of this work. RBZ. Huh? He know, hey, RBZ, I'll be live at 12:30. You can come tell me all of that nonsense and I'll eviscerate all of that. You already know, my guy. And you know what's so funny? Everybody want to talk about Tank, what Tank don't want to do with Shakur, right? Shakur hands are hurt right now. Shakur can't fight Gervonta Davis today anyway. What are you talking about? Shakur is injured. Hands, like his last 7 fights. Why is Shakur even talking about Gervonta Davis when he can't even fight himself until 2026? Can somebody tell me what today's date is? Is it not October? It is October. He can't even fight right now anyway. And RBZ and them was the same people when Shakur signed with Matchroom and people like me was trying to tell him to go get the fight and he ain't have to go to Matchroom and all that. They was sitting up there making excuses for the man talking about he chased. Eddie did nothing for Shakur but make him a co-main fighter.
Hey, Dean, back up about 10 seconds. You not anymore. Back up about 10 seconds, though.
Oh, can y'all hear me now? We good?
Yeah. Yes.
Eddie ain't did nothing for Shakur but make him a co-main fighter. What Shakur fans don't want to accept is Shakur hurt his own marketability. If Shakur was out here knocking everybody out and doing all this, he probably would have got the fight already. Let's be honest. So when I be seeing y'all, and then y'all want to go off of what they say on Twitter. Well, RBZ, let me talk to you, fam. You know Shakur admitted him and Gervonta Davis DM'd. They could have DM'd and did all that arguing. He said they do that all the time. So we going off of what fighters say now. Didn't Shakur say RBZ he willing to do whatever it takes? Because you making excuses for him not to sign with the PBC. But Shakur Stevenson said he'll sign with the PBC to get the Tank fight. He willing to do whatever it takes. Ain't he a free agent right now? Has he done it? Has he done whatever it took for now? That's his words. That's what since RBZ and them like going off of what people say. Well, Shakur said he willing to do whatever it takes to make the Gervonta Davis fight. Then do it. Get your hands healthy and then do it. Ain't it funny he a free agent? His hands hurt. Gervonta got a fight coming up, but he got all these interviews talking about he want to fight Tank. Huh. Do anybody remember that Shakur was only a free agent for like 2 weeks prior when y'all was doing all of this before and he was showing up at Bud fight and talk? Then since we going over what people say, didn't Shakur say Eddie Hearn the best promoter in boxing? Why he ain't re-signed with him? RBZ. If what I'm saying is wrong, didn't he say that Eddie Hearn is the best promoter in boxing? Why he ain't re-signed? Then because that means Shakur knows what I know, that he wasted a year of his life fucking with Eddie because Eddie did nothing for him. That's why he didn't resign. You got to you can't say you're the best promoter in boxing and he did all these great things for you, but you don't want to resign. That don't even make sense.
Hey,
so that's all I wanted to say.
Hey, Dan.
You know,
Dan.
who this? This RBZ?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? I ain't seen you in a while. I didn't know that dead man can get out of the casket.
Look, you said I was dead, right? Now look, check. What Fanon said? You thought I was dead, huh? You thought I was dead, huh? Now watch this. Let's play a little game, Dean. Let's play big bank, take little bank.
Hey, man, let's keep it boxing, bro.
Let's play that on here right now. Since you talk
no, we're not doing all of that. Just
look,
like
I'm the B side. You representing the A side, so which means you.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Right? Let's not talk about keeping no. No, we're not playing big bank.
Yeah, I know, because he can't do it. These type of
guys. Because then you gonna pay. Y'all gonna play with me, and I'm taking all you niggas' money. Yeah, because then you got to play with everybody on the panel.
Look, I got that to do. I got that to do.
You got to play with everybody on the panel, dog. You got to play with everybody.
You got it.
Anyway, man, so what's up with the boxing,
where the money at, Dean?
RBZ, what's with the boxing? I got to toss you, bro.
Bro, Dean, you just a child.
Hey, RBZ, we about to cut all this out. Hey, RBZ, I'll beat you the fuck up, man. That could be the A side to that.
Philly.
How about that?
Just in Philly.
How about that? I'll beat you the fuck up and be the A side
to that,
RBZ. Nah, RBZ, let's be the A side now. I'm the A.
Dean.
Hold on, dog.
Bro,
y'all really ain't taking me seriously, bro. You guys got to stop that shit. Let's get back on boxing, please. Please.
That's RBZ. Tell RB he know I'll give it up, but you better relax.
All right, look.
You won't be saying no more of your son national championship fucking with me, homie. I can tell you that.
Then
you better relax.
Hey, bro, I got like a count of 10, bro. I got a count of 10 on this shit.
RBZ, keep it boxing. Keep it boxing. Talk about Shakur.
No,
talk about Shakur.
Wherever you want to take it, you bitch.
No, you can't.
Niggas.
No, you won't be able to when you can't. No, you won't. Thank you, Fanon.
Sorry, RBZ, you got to go. What were you saying, Dean?
Well, before he got emotional talking about big bank and taking little bank and all that, well, that's what Gervonta Davis is doing to Shakur Stevenson right now. So you should be okay with that, right? You see how you reel the earth man in? Well, RBZ, if that's your mindset, then you should be totally okay with what Gervonta Davis is doing. I'm just saying, ain't that big bank taking little bank? I don't do that. For now, this one thing I don't do with these guys on the internet. Forget all that, fam. We can get straight to it. I don't do all that.
Dean,
we can get
have you not noticed?
fam.
Dean, have you not noticed
Devontae.
how? Dean, have you not noticed how peace loving I've been lately? Like,
no, love and happiness.
I have not been threatening nobody, bro. I ain't been doing nothing. I've been nice, and I'm trying to stay in a peaceful place. So
now he didn't like what I was saying, and that's why he didn't want to talk about Shakur.
It was definitely RBZ, but you got to bring it down a notch, please.
Well, RBZ, how about this? You could come to my platform at 12:30 and you could tell me all this, that, and the third that you guys say, fam. Don't go high. That's all I ask. You're mad that at the end of the day, Shakur Steve, what I said was all facts. That's what people do when they get upset. When you start bringing up facts. This is not. Don't get mad at me. Shakur said that. Didn't Shakur say that Gervonta Davis not ducking me and I'm not ducking him and we two great fighters and we the best fighters and all this, that, and the third? Why Shakur acting like when I was telling people that Shakur can hit Tank up in the DMs, everybody want to make excuses for it. For now, ain't that what Keyshawn Davis said he did to get him and Tank to talk?
What is that? Tank in the
Keyshawn
DMs?
Davis say on ESPN and on Top Rank that I reached out to Gervonta personally in the DMs, and that's how we got started talking about a fight. That was Keyshawn.
Yes, sir.
So. Like I said, when people can start trying to refute facts, if we was wrong about Shakur last year, right? When y'all was chasing the bag and the Joe Cordina and everybody was making excuses for that. Well, Shakur said that Eddie Hearn's the best promoter in boxing. He hasn't re-signed with him. I want to know why. I know why, Fanon. Why you think, Fanon?
Oh, because Shakur put some boring ass fights on and they ain't particularly amped up about signing him. Because he's hard to promote. Easy. You see the card, how weak that card. The boy ain't got a lot of Eddie Hearn ain't got a lot of money, man. And Shakur talks shit to Turkey Al-Sheikh with that shit about him not paying him enough and all of that. So he got funny with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Turkey Al-Sheikh, if Turkey Al-Sheikh doesn't fund Eddie Hearn fights, Eddie Hearn doesn't have any money. So look at the card in Philly. That's not a heavy, that card is very thin, other than Jaron Ennis being at the top of it, and then look at how they were doing the cards with Terrence Crawford and TKO, man. There was no undercard on that either. So unless you really got Turkey on the sheet with you, bro, you're not going, no, they're not going to do it. So that's why I said he's a free agent. He's probably still got a manager there, but bro, he couldn't like being on, they put him on undercards. I'm saying? That's what literally telling you the truth. Fuck with how much money he's making, because we can't verify how much money he's making. He went from headlining fights for Top Rank, headlining them, to being, you can call it undercard if you want. You can call it co-main if you want. That's the undercard. You know what I'm saying? That co-main is part of the undercard. That nigga's on the undercard. And if he seriously, bro, and everybody that he could fight, none of their fights have made any money. Like, let's not also forget that all of these niggas fights are running at a loss. When they were running at the Top Rank was on a budget, but the fight itself was losing money. That's why Bob Arum said he lost so much money on Terrence Crawford, right? He's talking about because the pay that they were getting under those budgets are higher than what they would be getting if they had to do for pay-per-view. One of the biggest I'm telling you, Terrence Crawford was risk adverse. That's why he wanted to be with Top Rank and why he wants guarantees and wants to negotiate for 9 hours. He's risk adverse. Fucking Shakur Stevenson did not bet on himself when he had an opportunity when he came out of the Olympics. He could have been with the PBC, could have been fighting, and could have been eating killing what he eats. He doesn't want to kill what he eats because he can't kill shit. He don't want to eat what's killed. He wants to eat what other people kill. I'm telling you, Terrence does that shit. So, but I'm telling you, Shakur, just to answer the question, that's why Shakur Stevenson is a fucking free agent. Same way Devin Haney has to be a free agent because they put way too much stock in social media and all the blabber going around and are running at a loss, bro. I bet you if you look at the all of the fights of Devin Haney, all of the fights of Shakur Stevenson, their pay versus what the revenue, the profit was on those events, I promise you that they probably all lost money every time. That's why ESPN, they don't even have a contract with Top Rank anymore. Nowhere to go. And remember, please remember, when Bud left Top Rank, finally, it was not because Top Rank wanted him. It was because they only wanted to give Bud a one-fight deal. That's when he left. So, yeah, man, these guys are out there free agents swinging in the wind and they are, all of them, in my personal opinion, are all at the whim of Turki Al-Sheikh.
Of course.
Ultimately, he's the only one that is giving these fighters money that they cannot get anymore from the networks because HBO ain't footing the bill anymore. Showtime's not footing the bill anymore. ESPN is not footing the bill anymore. And Netflix is doing they're doing a basically like fight by fight, Amazon fight by fight. So no, man, these dudes that's what happened to him. He didn't want to take the risk. He wanted to be a free agent. He thought he could skip around. And you know that shit, Deem, where you sit all the chairs around hot potato?
Yeah, musical chairs.
Yeah, musical chairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, musical chairs. That's them niggas got caught with no seat.
I'm just before I go, I just want to say this, y'all. So we clear. You could be the best promoter in boxing. A fighter could think you the best promoter in boxing and still not sign with you. I ain't never seen that. So for all the people that saying Shakur not trying to use Turki when it comes to Tank, who is he trying to use then? If that's the case, he'll be signed with PBC already. So who he trying to use then? Because Turki Al-Sheikh said right after the Williams to pay the fight that Shakur Stevenson has already re-signed with him to do fights with him.
Who did that? Say that again.
Turki Al-Sheikh, but people like RBZ, they probably ignored that part. That's why he didn't sign with. He's doing what Bud doing with Turki for now. That's all Shakur's doing. I don't have a promoter, but Turki is going to put on the fight.
So basically, that's their Al Heyman or some shit.
Yes. And we don't even have a problem with Turki putting on a fight. Turki gives Gervonta the $150 million. First of all, Turki already admitted that he hasn't sent Gervonta anything, but he plans to in the future and hopes to do so in the future. So wake me the fuck up when Turki sends the man the money.
Period. And he ain't taking crypto. Man, if you noticed, you on Twitter, ain't you, Dean?
Yeah, I be on Twitter, yeah.
Man, they got this crazy shit that these dudes are doing all of a sudden. I remember I told you these dudes getting paid in crypto.
And net profit, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you did warn me about this. What's going on? Yeah, what's happening?
Man, what's new? This guy, Jake, 3 people did this shit. Jake Donovan, Ness from the Boxing Voice, and Brian Norman Jr. All of them put on their Twitter pages commercials showing a car that they bought and saying pretty much in the same script, saying, I just bought this new car by mining cryptocurrency. And then it references the person that was their consultant and it gives a link to the crypto, right? So Brian Norman, the one for Brian Norman Jr. said that that's how he was able to get himself his own house and his own car, is because he was mining crypto. Isn't he getting paid for professional fights? How much did you say? How much did Brian Norman Sr. say he was getting paid?
Brian Norman, me and my son, we got over $1 million to fight Jun Sasaki.
So why in the hell is he saying that he got paid? He got enough to get out of his house, get an apartment and a car because he's mining crypto. One of those two things are not true. I happen to believe that the one about the crypto is not true. These niggas is out here boxers. The other one was Jake Donovan. I don't know if you remember Jake Donovan. Man, Jake Donovan hasn't been on Twitter in like forever. All of a sudden, boom, he puts a picture of a truck that he bought with this cryptocurrency. And then I can't remember who the third one was. You remember Kevin Cunningham, the trainer
Yes.
Kevin Cunningham?
Uh-huh.
Kevin
Yeah.
Cunningham did the same thing, talking about he bought a car with this cryptocurrency mining. I'm telling you, bro, these niggas is, I personally believe these guys are running a cryptocurrency scam on these young boxers, bro. If you niggas is out there getting paid in cryptocurrency, bro, man, why don't you just get your money and then take the money and go buy crypto for yourself?
Fanon, just you and David do me a favor, man. Stay away from these Earthmen. You know, all of these people want to make excuses. Hey, yo, all the Shakur fans. Shakur is hurt right now. He can't fight nobody. That's what Teofimo Lopez said, but that's what Shakur said prior, and that's what Turkey said. Why are we talking about Gervonta Davis when if they was going to fight, they wouldn't be fighting until the springtime, summertime of next year? And you know who I know that, yo. You want to know one person? Take a wild guess for 9, and who I know knows that.
Then it's not going to happen until next year. Gervonta knows it. Shakur knows it. Who else knows it?
Everybody should know it.
That's all for now. Y'all have a great day.
All right, Dean.
All right, Dean.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you got anything
These
else?
guys are funny.
Couple, man.
Hey, man. All right, look, I got Boots winning this fight. I got Boots winning this fight Saturday night, of course. You know what I mean? And I hope he look good doing it. Another thing is, I want to mention Zaquin Moses. I like you. You're a cool little young kid. You following what your elders tell you. You listening to your grandfather. Listen to your grandfather what he tells you and instruct you to do in the ring. Don't spaz out. Just stay calm, listen, and do. Because that young boy got somewhat of a future behind him. Don't go running behind your cousin. Stay with your grandfather. Your grandfather knows best. Seriously. As soon as you get a chance, get away from Eddie Hearn. That's what I gotta say to him. Get away from Eddie Hearn as soon as you get a chance. Listen to your grandfather. Get away from Eddie Hearn. Do what's good for your career. Don't sign with Jay Prince. I hope he ain't signed with him. But make those moves. All right. Don't follow behind another boxer who following behind another boxer. No, you need somebody who want to advise you on what to do in your career in the future that's beneficial to you, not to everybody else. You know? And that's the one fight besides Boots that I'm looking forward to seeing. You know what I mean? Because I'm starting to I like these young cats that's getting in the ring that's starting off. Scooter Davis. You know what I mean? Especially Scooter. Scooter is doing what's right now. He's ending these fights quick and he's showing that he's a body snatcher. For real. You know what I mean? And with that, I'm done. That's all I gotta say for today, man.
All right, bro. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. One love.
All right, man.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. All right, peace. Didn't Bradley duck Spence and retire? And Shakur literally said he didn't want to go to the PBC to fight Tank. He call out Tank when he has a fight. Snooty, you're 100% right. Kurt Hurd in the building. So because Bud beat Canelo, people throwing out weight classes. I did get that. Thank you, brother. Snooty said, didn't Bradley duck Spence and retire and say, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Jeep Red Boy in the building. Thank you, brother, so much for that support, bro. And my guy, thank you again, Jeep Red Boy. Let me double. Thank you, Jeep Red Boy. Jameson Childers said, happy Friday, Martin. Loved 2 cents point about accolades and requirements. It's like the media keeps moving the goalposts instead of simply counting the touchdown. Exactly, bro. It's always about what you haven't done. If they think as long as they can list some shit that you haven't done, that you haven't done enough. And that's just not the case, man. You know what I mean? It's just not the case, man. But look, let me get up out of here. Y'all I'm going to try my best to be back tomorrow. I need to be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for you guys supporting the super chats and the cash apps. It really does help the channel a lot. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.